Hello and welcome to my comprehensive Luke Normals guide. Disclaimer, this is all just speculation for my first time doing Luke, so some of it's probably not right. Anyway, let's get into it. This is the first dungeon, Sanctuary of Birth. And to preface this, me and Phantom were dueling this dungeon before we enlisted these other Chinese men to help us out. So I won't be getting drops from the first couple of bosses. I've also edited out a fair bit of AFKing for your viewing pleasure. So the first boss is Metal Gear Knaps. He does a couple of things to note. First thing is that he grinds you with his gears and rips off all your clothes. I think the actual debuff just sets your defense to 0. And then he spawns these ads and you can't damage him until the ads are dead, so they take priority. And then after the ads is where it gets into territory where I'm just not sure, honestly. To start off this comprehensive guide with a boss that I have almost no idea how to do the mechanics for is very professional, so you can thank me later. But yeah, the goal of this is to get the cards and then get to the generator and then kill it. But he does these electrocution zones for no reason that I can see. And they pretty much one-shot you, so we just kind of brute forced it until it worked. But yeah, as you can see, I don't really know what I did wrong there, but I guess I deserve to die. Luckily, we've got our OP Monk Phantom Rider to save the day. And then, after you do the gauntlet, he'll just cycle through his phases again. And we kill him. Also of note is every boss in Luke, well not every boss, but most of the bosses have that berserk bar underneath the chat box. The red bar with like the fire in it. And since I'm playing trash tier F-Grap, there's a bug that auto berserks the bosses. So for some of the bosses I will be doing nothing but axe attack and shoulder tackle. It's a very good game design, thank you Neopol. So for the next boss, we've got, if our buddy Phantom would walk into the door. There we go. So we have mass-produced Becky. She doesn't do very much from what I've seen. She kind of just jumps into the air, and then some shrapnel falls and you're supposed to dodge it. But we didn't even get it this time, so kind of just hold her and kill her, from what I've seen. She spawns these elemental Beckys, maybe they do something, but I haven't seen it. There's like an end guard on the conveyor belt, it's probably useful for something. So at this point I accidentally alt-tab, and then it stopped the recording and I had to restart it, so sorry for that terrible thing you just had to witness. But that's it for the rest of the run, which is about an hour long. So I'm not going to talk the whole time, because then I would die, but when I have some insight, I'll let you guys know. And speaking of insight, we have Contamination Karina right now. From all I can tell is she puts that green bar above your head, and then when it fills up you get stunned and you like explode with some goopiness. I think if you stand near her when you explode, it full heals her, so you should probably just back away from her when your bar fills up. But yeah, we pretty much one-shot her. And then we have the 7 Mistral. This is a pretty cool boss, I like her design a lot. She has a water shield I think you have to multi-hit off, and then these purple things on the ground confuse you for standing on them. So I'm not very good with confuse. And then there's another mechanic we didn't get to see where she'll shoot some waves out and it'll mind control a party member, and then you have to wait for the debuff to expire before you can damage her again, but you just dodge the waves. And it won't hit her, and then you can, or it won't hit you, and then you can damage her. So this boss, I'm not really sure. It's kind of stupid. She just puts ice everywhere and you bounce around. Maybe a super armor potion would have been a smart idea here. I don't know if it works on the ice or not, but it probably does. So, for the most part, I bounce around this fight. She does like a gravity smash and an AoE around her. I don't think it does that much damage though, so you're probably good to just tank it. And for this part, there's an earthquake followed by lightning. It's a quick rebound check, but I got stunned before the quick rebound, so I couldn't do it because I suck. And then get to use more tokens since we failed out the first time. This you just don't get hit by the falling ice. It's pretty hardcore. And I think that's about it for this boss. You just kill her. Oh, and luckily you can hold this boss as an F-grab to make things go by a little bit faster. If you're not busy falling around in the ice. Oh yeah, and this thing. It doesn't really seem to do anything, because Phantom wasn't in the other one, and he didn't die. So, I don't know what it does. But you should probably stand in it, since, mechanics. So, yeah, that's the first dungeon. And then, about 14 minutes of AFKing cut out before the next dungeon. So next up we've got Sanctuary of Destruction. First couple rooms are nothing. This is honestly the hardest dungeon in my opinion. We were actually really lucky we cleared it on the first time, because it would have been a pain to have to redo it. And it's really only one boss. We'll get to it eventually. The first two rooms are just normal enemies, so stack up your passives and such. Okay, so the first boss coming up, we've got Iron Beast. He's gonna crash into the ground 5 times before he comes down, so just don't stand inside of his little circles on the ground, like he's like that boss in Salamander Furnace. This is a boss that you're not supposed to hold. I didn't know at the time, so I held him anyway. I don't think it really caused much problems, but I guess for the sake of this being a comprehensive guide, I'll let you guys know. So yeah, that Berserk bar, when you hold him, it just goes straight up. It's supposed to go up slowly, but with F-grab it just goes up really fast. And then the boss will do his Berserk. I don't really know what he did there, to be honest. I think we just killed him too fast. And so, we got more light turtles here. Very interesting. And then we have Lamenting Rampart. This guy is pretty basic. He flies up and shoots some drills into the ground. You just have to not stand in them, and then kill him when he comes down. You're probably not supposed to hold this guy either, but we didn't really encounter a problem with me doing it anyway. After he dies, he does like a charge thing. I think he was supposed to do it when he was still alive, but we killed him. So I think that's about it for this guy. Yeah, there's the charge. So this next room, this is the main problem, and I honestly don't even know what to say about this atrocity that's about to take place. after a great 10 minutes of AFK. So, this is Hyperspeed Zakeline, or Zakeline? Zakeline? I don't really know. These names are stupid. But, she kind of just runs around, and then she's vulnerable for like 1 second. And, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. Like, I have no idea about the first boss, but like, I have extra no idea about this boss. We basically just let the Dark Knight solo it, because he's got some dank holds after we died like 15 times. I honestly thought the boss was broken for a bit, because we had done no damage to her, even though it seemed like it makes hit effects there, but no damage is being done. So, I don't know. Also, she stuns you out of holds. I tried to First Awaken her a couple times, I think, and I just kind of got hit out of it. But yeah, this is really long, so you can skip it if you want. I'm not gonna say anything else about it. You can just watch as the Dark Knight slowly chips her down. It's like 2 minutes in, we still haven't damaged the boss. It's the first time we do. Even rewatching it, like, I've got no idea what's happening. Like, why it works sometimes and why it doesn't the others. Oh, I should also mention, I guess, these sword things. I also have no idea what they do, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to stand on top of each other if you have the sword debuff. But it doesn't matter, because you get one shot from everything anyway. If I were a better editor, maybe I would have sped up this clip. But seeing as how this is the first time I've used Vegas, I will pass. And continue to make awkward small talk while we watch the slowest. Actually, I'm sure that's not the slowest, but pretty slow killing of Zekaline. Oh yeah, so I rezzed here in hopes of making this go by any faster, but to no avail. I simply die again. Soon after my first hit. This boss honestly puts me at a loss for things to say in general. I think it speaks for itself though. Alright, so if you skipped that, I'm proud of you. That was terrible. I never want to do that boss again, but I will do it every day because that is my duty. To enchant my earrings that I will die. Okay, so the final boss. Oh, well, I guess we'll clear ads first in the next stream. But this final boss is just as obnoxious as Zekaline, if not more, depending on who you ask. Oh no, wait, I'm mistaken. This boss is pretty easy. It's the boss of the next dungeon I was thinking about. So we've had to resort to using Sacred Blessings because there's not enough tokens in the world. So this is the furnace. I think its actual name is like Wrecking Haboob. Can't really comment on that name. It's pretty disgusting. So all it really does is shoot out these like fire straight lines that you have to dodge, and then the furnace will go down, or it'll be opened and then you damage it, and it'll pick one person to drop lava on, and that person just runs away from the other people while they damage it. And then you pretty much just repeat that the whole time. This lava slime spawns. I don't really know what it does. It didn't seem to do much. We just kind of killed it and continued on our way. I like the concept for this boss a lot. You're just fighting a personified furnace for some reason. But the execution isn't the most interesting. So yeah, as you can see there, our Dark Knight is dropping lava away from us while we kill the furnace. We are also doing this without a satyr, which I don't really know how much it would have helped considering the gear level that the people were playing with, but probably would have died a little bit less. It puts that debuff on, like, the mailman. I'm not really sure what it does since he runs away and dies usually afterwards. But maybe one day I'll know. And there we go. We've cleared the second dungeon. So another preface is, for the third dungeon, we actually failed, we had to restart. I've included the failure and the success, so basically the failure, we do all the mechanics wrong and get to the last boss and die, and then the success, we do most of the mechanics right and then get to the last boss, die a little bit, and then eventually win. I'm gonna talk through the first part, the failure, just since it's what we should have been doing, and then I don't know how I'll treat the success run since it's much faster. I'll just comment as I see fit. Again, another 10 minutes of AFKing from our mailman. We actually just go without him. So the first boss here, when we finally get in the door, alright, so we've got the Mad Clown, oh no, the Red Clown, my bad. So all you really do for this fight is you have to hold the Red Clown inside the 2 circles for 5 seconds, which I probably should have picked up on, but I didn't. We kind of took a little bit for it. And then after you put him in the circles, you can just damage him normally. The damage output, if you don't do the mechanics right, is actually really high, and he kills us a couple times, just from us being bad. But yeah, so main thing to do here is just hold him inside the circle for 5 seconds. You can hold this boss as an F-grab. Ah, there's our mailman. Thanks for coming back. Oh, no, he just came back to buff. He's swapping right now. So we had to go through a second phase of this. I don't think I figured out what was going on yet. Let's see. I can't really tell. That's what I would have done anyway. Oh, great job. It's definitely not my shining moment. Yeah, the beach ball and the hammer, they do a ton of damage. Just kind of get wrecked by them right there. This is a strategic stay dead moment, since tokens are very hard to come by. It's pretty poor performance, but we did it eventually. I'm gonna go ahead and blame our mailman for being AFK. We would have one-cycled him otherwise. Some more lovely AFK. So the next boss is an old friend. This time he's black. It's Nightmarish Nurbe. So I found out afterwards, when he does that in End Shield, you're supposed to stand inside of him. Or, not inside of him, but next to him. Otherwise he does this. He just locks you in place for like 20 seconds, and then does like 80% of your HP. So if you're not at full HP, it's probably gonna kill you. You're also not supposed to hold this boss, I didn't know that at the time. That's just a typical suction attack, just run away from it. Those are pretty much all. Actually, never mind, there's one more, but I don't know if we'll show this run. Oh yeah, here it is. So, wouldn't be Nurbe if you didn't have to do some garbage in the corners. So you have to kill these dark orbs, or else they full heal him, like they just did. And then he traps us in this prison again. I was very confused and I was like, why can't we dodge this? So I voiced my opinion quite soon. Yeah, see there, I ran out of it, because it's pretty counterintuitive to stand inside of a giant dark explosion, in my opinion, but what do I know? I actually kind of like that attack where he chases you with lightning. You just have to kind of run away from it. Oh yeah, and then there's this. So the orb will chase one player, and the other players DPS it. I don't really know what happens if you don't kill it. It's probably bad. But that's the only time it happened, because we pretty much one-shot him in our second run. And then again with the dark cores. They're pretty tanky. Or maybe I just suck. You can take your pick. so we did that very poorly, but we eventually got it. Next boss we're going for is actually we're AFK, the true boss of this raid. Oh, we just have some normal enemies in this room. Okay. This boss is probably one of my favorite bosses. The goal of this boss is to DPS the boss while keeping away the little spotlight guys from him. It seems like every time a spotlight guy makes it into his circle, it buffs him by 10% for like all of his stats. So it's definitely pretty punishing if you do it poorly. When he puts that mark on you, I think you're just supposed to run out of the circle. I'm not sure though. But yeah, see, they're trying to come together. We just sock him out of there. And here I am, trying to kill the ad. But eventually, I figure it out. Take one for the team since I am the trashiest tier of all of us. I hit the ad while everyone else kills the boss. So yeah, as it goes on, more of them start spawning. And at this point, I didn't know what was going to happen when they got to him, so I was getting a little worried. And then, they kind of got to him anyway. Unfortunate. Yeah, as you can see there, 10% all of his stats. So, I can see this going very wrong if you don't do it quickly enough or keep the ads away from him. So for the next boss, we've got another pretty cool boss, in my opinion. Even though he was a pain in the special dungeon, we've got Quattro Manus Mark II. The first thing he does is he puts like a crane on a player and just kind of holds him in place, and then you damage the crane. All the things he puts down have a shared health bar, and that's his health bar. So he puts down the fist, it does a shockwave, you're supposed to jump over the shockwave. I do it poorly first couple of times, and then I get it towards the end. Also, he lifts up his fist and it drops down these lasers that one-shot you. I didn't know at the time. If you just stand in the top left corner of the room, you're pretty much safe from everything in this fight. So, take that as some wisdom. He brings up the, I don't know what this thing is called. It's like a generator, I guess. And you just kill it, and then he goes into like a counter state. As an F-grab, I'm pretty sure I can't hit him with anything, so I kind of just flail around, and then I get grabbed by the claw. Luckily, it doesn't kill me this time. In the second run, I died like 3 times randomly to the claw. I didn't really understand why. So yeah, this time I'm aware of the shockwaves and I'm trying to dodge them, but I do so poorly. And then charge my way right into some giant lasers. And then get hit by a swipe attack. I pretty much die to everything in this fight. It's very skillful. So yeah, the main problem and the entire reason that we had to redo this raid is the boss. This is the boss I was comparing to Zacaline. It's just disgusting beyond words. And here it is. Oh, no, here's the AFK. I swear to God, guys, I edited out like 40 minutes of them AFKing. Alright, at this point we had one token, so we had to spam Sacred Blessings, and that ended up being the end of us. So here it is, the Grieving Buffon. The aesthetic of it is pretty cool. It's like a GLaDOS, but she's actually got a lady's body. So I mean, that's kind of hot. And there's like that generator at the beginning. The ads that spawn will go to the generator and try to break it. We didn't see what happens when it breaks, but I'm assuming it just one-shots you. And there's the main problem. When you break the thing's shield, it just shoots lightning all over the ground, and you're supposed to go into like the ground circles, that blue thing right there, to avoid it, but it's got really, really limited tracking, so like even if you look like you're inside of it, you still die, and it's pretty frustrating to do, especially in the situation where we had one token left. Also, as an F-grab, sometimes you just miss the boss since she's floating off the surface. So it's great design in the open, once again. So yeah, there's also the machine gun. It kind of just tracks you and shoots you. It doesn't really do that much damage though, so you can probably just tank it if you want to. There is another thing this boss does where it'll reset your cooldowns, just like all your active cooldowns. I don't know if it only does it to one person or the whole raid, but it does it to me a couple times. And then here's this. It's really unforgiving. I can't believe I did it right for that long. But then at this point, everyone else has died, and I'm the only one left. And there's no way I'm killing this thing by myself, so I got a suicide. Buffon takes his sweet time killing me, or her, I guess. I was actually trying to die at this point, but once the shield regenerates, she stops attacking you pretty much, and it's just the ads. So it's another challenge, killing yourself. But yeah, the second run of this dungeon is a lot smoother and a lot faster. And we do most of the mechanics properly, except for this boss. I don't know what that magnet does. Kind of shows up, doesn't seem to do any damage. But just another thing I'll find out eventually. So yeah, you can see here the ads try to kill the generator. They're not very good at it though. And there we go. First and only reset. So after that reset, there's like another 20 minutes of AFKing. I kept this part in just because I wanted to show that Sacred Blessings do work in Luke normals. You should probably get a bunch of them if you're starting out clearing. Because a lot of these bosses just one-shot you, and they keep one-shotting you. So, for the sake of your party, spend the money and chug some Sacred Blessings. So now you get to see what the dungeon looks like when you do the mechanics mostly correctly. I think the only thing we messed up on was I messed up on nearby the second time, or the first time. I swear, it's not toxic. I'm a cool player. I love all players equally. And I don't hate this mailman for being AFK 900% of the time. Okay, so Red Clown, done properly. Hold him inside the circles for 5 seconds, and then just kill him. Surprisingly, when our third player, or fourth player is here, we kill the boss in 1 cycle. So yeah, I mess up here, my bad. I'm a terrible player. But I don't hold him this time, so I don't think he berserks. And we kind of just one-shot him. Well, not one-shot him, but you know, the equivalent. Kill him swiftly. I still really like the suction attack with the lightning. I do a lot of X attacking and shoulder tackle because my class is balanced. Seem much smoother when I don't hold him. So we're coming back up to the reinforced Argos, I think his name is. Highly reinforced. My bad, dude. This guy's probably like plus 14. So yeah, this time I'm on the ads with the only thing I'm good at. Holding things in place. Oh, it seems like if you're marked and you stay inside of the circle, it makes an electrocution circle around you. So the only guy in our party who's actually done this before is the Dark Knight. So I was being a good player, asking for some advice. Don't want to be useless, you know, even though I'm playing a useless class. So this time we show off how you should do Quattro Manus by hiding in the top left corner and poorly jumping over shockwaves. At this point, I've accepted my fate as just a hold slave, so I equip my refinery for the dank resets. We kill the conductor, and then kill the boss. Oh no, wait. There's still this part where I die for seemingly no reason, twice. No one else takes any damage, and I just die twice. Seems legit to me. So yeah, just standing in the top left corner, nothing can hit you. And then you just wait for the conductor and rinse and repeat. So this boss fight doesn't really go much better than the first time. We just haven't died yet as much. So we kind of just brute force it once again, but not before some good old AFKing. So I'm actually doing my best through this run to try and stand in the circles, but it pushes you back all that distance. That part, definitely my bad. Maybe I lied, but now I'm definitely trying to stand in circles. And like right there, I'm pretty sure I was in the circle, but guess not. So after I cycle my abilities on the boss, I pretty much just put myself on ad duty and stop the little Luke dudes from hitting the generator, just so everyone else can hit the boss. Oh, another thing of note is the lasers that shoot across the screen and leave little AoEs on the ground. Or not the AoEs, the dots. They actually do pretty high damage. I kind of just casually walked through it. And then there, I got knocked back before I could even like move into it. And at this point I kind of just gave up and was waiting for it to be over. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this boss. We just damage it down, continue to get destroyed by ground lightning. The shield is up, but they're still doing damage, so I guess it just is like a defense buff. And yeah, one more time for the road. Overall, a poor performance, but it did the job. If there's some way to like to stand or get out of that ground lightning, that'd probably be one of the most helpful, like, ways to make this go by a lot easier, but the Dark Knight didn't know any, so just going with what we got. And then we AFK for another 20 minutes. Oh, that was some seamless editing, actually. Pretty proud of that one. So here we've got the Altar of Light, I believe. And from here until the end, it's pretty seamless. For some reason, the first couple of dungeons just seemed way harder than the last ones. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but yeah. So, first boss here is a friend and companion from the Pandemonium questline, or the Metro Center questline. He is a lolly slayer. And these guys are time slayers. By AFK. They kill my time. Oh yeah, I think this is the part where I was informed they're all in a Discord, and I'm the odd man out. But I don't speak Chinese, so it's probably for the best. So yeah, for this next boss, if you're an F-grab, don't hold him, just berserks him faster. Have fun spamming X attack and shoulder tackle. So there's a couple things he does. He does like a line projectile, where he shoots his crossbow thing. He summons those purple things on the ground. I don't recall stepping in them, so I'm not really sure what they do. They probably just damage you. And then there's that green shield. We just kind of insta-killed it. I don't know what it does either. We kind of just brute forced this boss with our insane damage. This part's pretty cool. He uses like the Mexo Second Awakening or something. And you're supposed to go into the min bubbles, obviously, but first time, so didn't see it coming. Oh yeah, and then he does magic absorption. I don't really know what it does, but it seems to lead into the part with the nun bubbles. So I guess when he does it, just run to one of the top left or right corners. So yep, that's the Oblivious Aslan down. Taking revenge for our lolly brethren. And this is Hatred Veil. He's one of the weirdest bosses. I have almost no idea what he does, because we kind of just killed him before he could do anything. He shoots like some swords out of the ground right there, and then he grabs me in a second and like tentacle rapes me. And like, I was healing through this and I couldn't break out, so I think if you get grabbed, you're pretty much just dead. And then after grabbing you, he has a multi-hit shield you have to hit off of him before you can damage him. That's the black aura around him. The other thing about this boss, he kind of just like teleports around and he's invincible while he's teleporting, so it's best to just wait for him to put himself in a corner where you can hit him. But yeah, I don't know if he didn't have a lot of health or what, but we kind of just destroyed him. And then after that, we have some light turtles, great enemies. And then for this next boss, we pretty much just destroyed him. Like, maybe he does stuff, but like even his berserk meter is almost filled up right now, and like he doesn't do anything that I remember. But he's just sitting there tagging it. He swung his spear, if that counts. Yeah, he's now dead. Oh yeah, that dude's name is Light Idol Horus. He's very Egyptian. And we got some more great normal enemies. And now this boss is probably the easiest one, like boss-wise, since you can hold him. It's actually two bosses. It's a large-armed Prince Golgotha and iron-armed Princess Kalbari. From what I can tell, they just kind of charge across the room, and then Kalbari will do like a sonic punch thing. But it's kind of a joke compared to everything else. Maybe if you berserk them, they do something, but like, I don't know. Since you can't actually hold them, we just kind of destroyed them. This is kind of how it goes from this dungeon onward. We just kind of destroy everything. I finally get to use moves that aren't shoulder tackle and X attack. Yeah, there's the charge. It doesn't even do that much damage, like... I'm just not really sure about the like difficulty increase of these dungeons. Oh yeah, and then we got a Gabe. Same as Anton. You get 10 extra light sources from Gabe. I believe it cost 180k? Yeah. So that's pretty lucky. Gabe on our first Luke clear. And then after this dungeon we've got... Oh, we actually don't AFK after this dungeon. This is new ground that we're treading. Alright, so we've got Altar of Darkness now. This is pretty much the dark counterpart of Light Altar, surprisingly. Since Luke is he's a black and white guy, you know. He represents both sides equally. I'd say comparative difficulty to the Light Altar is Light is way easier, and this is still pretty easy, but not quite as hard as the previous dungeons. Got some more good old-fashioned AFKing. It's a thing of beauty. One day. Alright, so we've got Purging Snader. Right off the bat, what this guy does, he has these orbs that fly into the ground and make like giant AoE circles that do a lot of damage. They're kind of like landmines. Like they go into the ground and then a couple seconds later they explode. So, yeah, clearly this is just a fight where you don't stand in the circles. But there's kind of a lot of circles, so better to just run out. Also, that orange circle on the Nen Master, I've got no idea what it does, but it doesn't seem to set off the orbs, so maybe it's just if you're near the boss with the circle something bad happens, but I get it here. I'm like, oh, I should probably not go near him, so I just kind of stay on the edge and wait for it to go away. And I think by then, yeah, they've killed him. So yeah, just another boss with not very much HP, comparatively. Room Theory 3, we've got some more turtles. I don't really understand these filler rooms. I guess if you really need some stacks. So here we've got Yashin Moonlight Walker. He's like a ninja, I guess. When you damage him to a certain threshold, he makes a clone, and then you can't damage the clone, you have to go damage him. He also throws those shuriken, but they look like they did literally no damage, so I don't know. So yeah, here he makes the clone, and then front end clone doesn't take damage, you have to go hit him. And he dies. Like, it's pretty, I don't know what to say, they just take so much damage, or they have so little HP. And then this is the dark counterpart of Horus. This is Anubis, Dark Anubis even. He pretty much does the same amount of nothing, except we actually did berserk him, and he does these hammer things. They just kind of charge up and they're supposed to jump over the shockwave. I did it very, very poorly and died, so I can feel bad about that. But then you just kill him. And we're almost done. Another room of great normal enemies. Just in case you were worried they wouldn't make another appearance. Then we have the boss. This boss is also pretty easy. You can hold him as an F-grab, so automatically that takes away most of the difficulty. I mean, just skip mechanics by holding. So the first notable thing I think he does is when he berserks, he charges across the screen with a blood dragon thing, and if you're in the middle of the screen, I think it just one-shots you, so I stood at the bottom of the screen because I was like, I don't want to get hit. I feel like that probably should have hit me. Maybe I missed the grab part of it. But yeah. I actually got a reset for my rings. I got double First Awakening. Pretty sick. Very skillful. And we pretty much just murder him. Oh yeah, here. I think the air clutch auto berserks him, so that might still be bugged, so if you're an F-grab, use anything besides air clutch. But yeah, he just dies. And then we're on to the final dungeon. A full hour and 5 minutes later. Oh yeah, voicing my opinion on the difficulty curve, which seems to be very out of place. Failed to sell an item. One final AFK to rule them all. So yeah, last dungeon, Solium Machina. First room has suspense in it, no enemies, only the suspense of finality. Will we defeat Luke Grandpa, or will we die as adventurers? The suspense is still building, in case you were wondering. I find out once again I cannot hold the boss, so I cry on the inside. The music here is really good though. At least it's about to be. So here we are. Constructor Luke. To start things off, he kind of just walks around and then he'll put up this multi-hit shield and just kind of hit the shield before it finishes charging up. I don't think we ever let it charge, so I don't know what it does if you suck, but then he does that. He punches the ground and knocks you back, and then he hits you with like 3 lasers. They do pretty good damage, so if you get hit by all of them, you'll probably die. But from there, you just knock him senseless, you know. A general tip for Luke is as long as you stay behind his model, he probably won't hit you with anything. That's at least what I found out. I'm also not sure if we berserked him. I'll watch and look to see if we do, but I don't think we did. So if you berserk him, probably does some other terrible things to you. So, I held him anyway, because I wanted to feel cool, but then it just ended up kind of bugging him out, and then he went through an extra phase of, shielding, so my bad. Won't do it again. But just kidding, he's got a second phase. Whoa! So the second phase, pretty much exactly the same as the first, except for eventually he'll start shooting out these dark orbs that track you, and then when they hit the ground, they'll explode. So you basically just run away from them. And there is also one other thing, but I won't spoil it. And here it is. So, probably to avoid the awakening, you just stand behind him. I'm not sure, since I get hit by it both times he uses it. But I honestly don't care. It's pretty awesome watching the boss use his awakening on you. And yeah, you pretty much just rinse and repeat the cycles, dodge the shadow orbs, break the shield. So, yep. Got one final awakening on us. Killed me. I felt cool. I was like, dang. Luke got me. But then he dies. And we've killed Luke Grandpa a second time. Unfortunately, there's no Becky here this time. So, thanks for watching my comprehensive guide. I hope, if nothing I said helped you out, at least seeing it helped you out. And good luck in your Luke normals. You gotta get that dank earring enchant.